today's episode with Hawaii Trading Academy, Glenn and Reid here. We're going to show you guys how to scale up to 200K. Glenn, that's a lot of money, man, right? So we're going to be talking about all that stuff in different ways. You know,
It's one of the most affordable ways for all walks of life to be able to trade that amount of money. It used
here.
to be very hard to just get your hands on 100K, you know?
This is right. This is a way to trade 200K without actually putting your 200K at risk.
Even if you had 200K, if someone else is offering you 200K, take their 200K, save your money.
The way you can do that, this isn't a scam or anything. This isn't a Ponzi scheme. Oh, there's an actual way for the average trader, average retail trader, ones who's starting out, ones who's already experienced. There's a way that you're able to do that. There's these prop firms out there. For those who you may be already familiar with, or if you're new to the trading world, these prop firms across the country, even worldwide, globally, what they're offering is, if you can, to traders, if you're able to show them that you know how to trade, you're profitable, and you know how to stay profitable, you're able to go ahead and trade a funded account. And what does that look like, right? There's all these different companies. So one company or firm I do want to share, this first company, they're based in Chicago. They're called Top Step Trader. And they specialize in futures trading. You can trade the crude to the E-mini, S&P, most CME products. So with the CME market exchange, you're able to trade with them. For one, it's going to be there's a whole process, right? They're not going to go and hand you the money to go and trade right off the bat. You got to go through the process. They have a program, they lay out the steps, and this is a way to start it. You can start off with a 50K buying power account, right? But what we want to highlight are these right here. $165 to start, $325 to start for 100K buying power. Let's just talk about this one. What you're doing essentially, if I'm just breaking it down for someone who's never seen a prop firm account and how it works, you're essentially going to go ahead, instead of you saving up the 100K and putting your own money to work in the markets, you're spending $325. And what that $325 is leveraging you as a trader for access to gain to trade a 100K account, right? You're like, what? How does that even work? Like I was mentioning earlier, you're gonna have to go through their program. I think it's a two-step program, and you have to show that you're able to make a gain. So you have a target of 6K. So I think that's 6% off of this, right? So you have a target, you got to hit the goal, and then you have a drawdown limit, a weekly drawdown limit, then you have a max drawdown limit, I believe, you know. And so that's one of the funding options you have there with Top Step account. Reid, was there another company out there that you have
Yeah, I
experience
did, but
with?
so there's different ways that you could obtain prop for money. You know, that one that Glenn was just sharing was a subscription-based service. So you pay 325 every month, and you multiply that by 12, that's $3,900. That's still only, if you're looking at your account of 100K, that's only 3% that you're really putting, 3.9%, let's call it 4% you're putting down to trade that $100,000 account. So I mean, it's pretty cool. Or like you're only putting a little bit down. But another company that I like is my Forex Fund. This is my account here, a little in the red, but it's really cool. This is the back end of it. This is the backboard. So it shows you, it breaks down your trades weekly, daily, hourly, your trading history, how many days you've been trading, and a little bit more info here. This is just another type of prop firm.
Is this prop firm
Um,
specialize in anything? So like Top Step, they specialize in futures. Is it
Oh, so
specialized?
this one, yeah, my Forex funds, they'll specialize in the foreign exchange. I got the accelerated account, so it's basically instead of going through any challenges, going through any other subscription, you just pay one-time fee and you get access to the full account. So, but you just have to follow these rules. So these are very six straight rules up. One thing that popped into my mind: 2 million USD cap. So you could scale that $50,000 account all the way to a $2 million account. So I think that's pretty awesome that the opportunity is there. You just have to follow these rules, 5% or 10% overall drawdowns. Oh, they took away the daily drawdown limit, so that's pretty
Oh,
awesome.
wow.
Overall drawdown is set to 5% for conventional and 10% for emphatic. So let's see. Oh yeah, so if you have a 50,000 conventional accelerated, then 5% of that is 2,500. So if your balance equity goes below 47.5, then your account has violated the overall drawdown rule. So you lose your account. No, up to 1 to 100 leverage and scaling at every 20% net. So that's pretty awesome. Can't share the count, and yeah, you could get paid weekly if you had profits every week. So I think that's the one thing I really like about this is just the flexibility of it. There's no time limit.
Hmm.
I'll pull up one more, probably the most popular one, and kind of got the name out before all the other prop firms. This is FTMO, and so same type of concept. So this is all the processes. So you would pay for a challenge. Let's say it's $200, $300. You go through verification process, which is 2 times. You basically have to pass the evaluation, and then you pass another account basically, and then you get traded. You get become a trader, a prop firm
Hmm.
trader.
Hmm.
So there you go. You could select what account. This is the difference between the accounts. And so this is what it breaks down to. For the step one for a regular FTMO challenge, you have 30 days to achieve a profit target of 20K if you're
Based
at
on the
$200,000.
200. So 10%, right?
Yep, 10% here. I'll make it easier for $10,000 account, and you can't lose more than $500, and you can't lose a maximum of $1,000 in a day. So 500 in a day, 1,000 overall. Then once you pass that, you go into step two, which is the verification process. This verification process is basically your risk management, making sure that you didn't get lucky on the first one, and
Hmm.
then that you actually know what you're doing with risk management on this step two. You don't have to go through the same amount of profit target. It's cut in half, and then but the same maximum loss and daily loss are the same at 500. And then once that, you basically become a FTMO trader. And I think they allow up to $300,000 right now with FTMO. As far as accounts, so you could have a 200 and 100K.
That's an
So
option.
you could scale this one as well.
Similar to my Forex funds, you're able to trade in the Forex market, and they have a thing called CFDs. So that is reflecting on a lot of the major indices, the US 100, US 30, US 500, and then you can also trade the metals, gold, palladium, and a little bit of crypto with the FTMO. So that's always cool to be able to trade those different things. Now we're just talking about how to leverage and scale your way to 200 grand. What we were just sharing with you guys is these are gateways. I mean, these are vehicles right here, right? You have Top Step with a $325 fee to get in. You have FTMO if you want to trade a smaller 10K account. You can go in for 155 euros. What is that? There's parity right now, right? So it's $155. So a little bit discount on our end. My Forex funds as well. Reid and I, between the two of us, we've used all the platforms that we're sharing with you today. And so, of course, we need to go ahead and test it ourselves before we go share with you guys. We want to make sure we are giving you honest of reviews and opinions about what these accounts or prop firms offer you guys. So going back to how to scale a 200K account, you have the first option as a trader. The original option was is was going ahead and putting together your own money, saving up your account, right? If you're working your job, your career, you're taking your salary, you're taking care of the monthly bills, and then aside you're just building this account slowly. It has been done many times. It's still a great amazing option out there. You can go ahead, and that way you don't have any prop firm telling you what to do with your money. You can go ahead and take it and drop it wherever you want to, whatever broker you want to trade with. You can hold it as long as you want, according and all that. That is a great option. Option one, that is a original way of eventually getting you to 200K. Option two is you want to spend the money that you're already going to spend saving up your capital. For example, if you're gonna go ahead and start off with a $10,000 account, or even we'll just start off with 10 grand, right? With very small amount of knowledge or experience, there's a high probability that a bulk of that 10K, or if not all of it, will be donated to the market. They call it market tuition. I'm speaking from personal experience, Reid. I'm sure you can share that similar experience.
Yes, definitely.
So second option with that is going to use the money that you're already going to lose to the market, spend it on yourself, and learn different ways to get there. Meaning there's a lot of material out there. There's courses, there's books, there's seminars, webinars you can attend, right? So for example, a way you could spend the 10K is put 5K towards education and then go ahead and trade the other 5K. Or you can go ahead and use way less and go for a valuation account, right? So what you're doing is kind of minimizing your risk to the market, your exposure of your own personal capital. For example, I go buy a trading course for 2 grand, and then from there I take the basis, and I've been paper trading the whole time. You can go ahead and go start a my Forex funds account for $200 or $500, right, depending on the size you want, and then right there, all in, you spent $2,500. But you gain education, gain some experience, and then you're being able to get access to a bigger account if you're trading right, if all goes well, right? You may need to try here and there. It's going to be a long-term process. We're not saying you can do this overnight.
A bonus for all that, like trading through the prop firm, is they give you a journal. They log your trades, so you could look back and reflect back on where you messed up or where the lessons could be learned there. And that also is just saving you tons of money, is using the market tuition, as you said, like as the teacher.
That's key right there. What you're doing is gathering these prop firms are offering all on their platforms that you're already paying for, the data on your trading journey, and that's going to be a very valuable teacher for you going down the road and being able to scale your account to up to 2 million, right? If you're in my Forex funds. So that is a big thing. What you're doing there, you're not only saving money, you're saving time. And so option 3, right? First option, you're putting your own money to exposure in the markets and putting it to risk. Option 2, you're going to be spending money on yourself and using the vehicle of prop firms to go ahead and trade to a bigger account. Option 3, stay out of the market. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe trading is not for you. Maybe you've already tried option 1 and 2 and you'd be like, what, it's still not sticking, Glenn, Reid. I don't think it's for me. Hey, that's great. There's always if you still want to be able to put your money to work, go find someone to go trade for you. Someone who's already in it, who's established, rocking it, you know, go ahead and do that. It's out there.
A question that I have is like, like going with these prop firms is I hear about scams, there's a lot of scams out there. The three we listed, they're regulated, they're real, they're legit as can be. But there are other ones that are popping up offering like very lucrative deals as well, for a cheaper price.
Due
Just making sure
diligence.
that letting someone else invest your money, make sure that you do your due diligence, research it.
And that's what we done for you guys, with these three prop firms at least. We've done the due diligence there. We've put our own money to work using these different accounts. So that saves you guys the time already. But another thing with people feeling that these prop firms are scam-ish, because the failing rate is bigger. It's people fail, more people fail than pass the challenges. That's accurate. I could agree with that. And there's a reason for that, and that's how just the market is. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. But the ones who do make it, the ones who do pass the challenges, go through the phases, and eventually get funded, there's a good group of people doing that as well. Are they just lucky, or are they able to do it again? Why were they successful? And we just want to share key things, common traits that these traders have. The ones who do eventually get funded, the ones who are capable of handling an accelerated or funded account from the get-go. Not everyone can do that, right? So what's the common traits, Reid?
Some common traits, like they're not stopping. Like, yeah, you could fail once or twice or even like 7 times the prop firm, but the persistent ones are the ones who are usually the successful ones. How many times, like, a lot of these people trade these prop firms, they'll go and tell you that it's not their first one that they're trading off of. Another thing that I think of is like they have patience. They'll wait for the best opportunity before just throwing your money at the market, trying to jump into every single opportunity that looks like an opportunity but really isn't the best setup for your strategy. So they're more patient, and they're pulling the right triggers at the right time. Another one is they know how to manage their risk. I think that's one of the most important aspects of trading overall is the total risk of the account. They know that they're not risking 10% for one single trade, and then it kind of correlates with your managing risk and your strategy. So they know that with their edge, their strategy, it works. That's what I think. Like, and that's the most common things that winners are. So it's like 4 things. They're persistent, they're patient, they know their management strategies along with how it plays out with their edge.
I wanna bounce off or add to the third point about
Yeah.
managing risk. Yeah, these prop firms, they help you trade by putting together rules and parameters for your trading. A lot of them, they do a profit target of 6 to 10%. Total loss would be up to 10%, I believe. I wish I knew that when I started. I had no clue what that is. And so by them already telling you, here's a framework, and if you follow this framework, you're going to be successful. So in a way, they're helping you with that, and you're going to learn how to manage risk better. So a tough question, these after so far what we shared, are these prop firms still a scam? Or the other question is that maybe that's something you heard, maybe a friend of you was saying, oh yeah, these guys don't work, but you got to look past that and be like, is that really what it is, or is it a conclusion of a reflection of themselves? The person saying that, is that what they concluded about these programs? We mentioned that the failing rate is big. The gateway is a bit small to get through and succeed, but it's doable. And I just want to go ahead and as a testament with that, I've gone through many. I've done the funded challenges a few times. A good handful failed a lot, but I learned. I learned a lot. Um, and I shared my experience on YouTube, and you guys can go ahead and watch that. And then it's funny, I got all these professional traders over all of a sudden sharing what I did wrong, you know. But hey, it's good. It's good. I'm for it. I love the feedback. I'm not perfect, right? Neither is Reid. So that's just something for you guys to take into consideration as you're considering this journey into trading. And one thing is that as if, go after passing or failing these things, um, having the courage and skill set is so key. I've learned after failing the funded accounts, you have to get up and you have to continue to succeed. A mentor of mine always says you only fail when you give up. That's Uncle G right there, Grant Cardone. So knowing that if you fail, right? No, because that's trading. You're gonna have to learn how to fail. Yeah, you're gonna have to learn how to fall, right? So you gotta be confident in failing, meaning that yep, it's gonna be a rough road, but after you fall a few times or multiple times, you gotta know that it's gonna be okay because you're gonna get back up, and it's just a lesson along with the path of trading. With that being said, right, getting funding for 200K, that's gonna be more accessible than I thought when I was starting out. Being more available for the lots of traders out there. At the end of the day, you got to boil it down to a few questions, right? Knowing that these are out there now, these vehicles to get you to 200K. One thing comes to mind: can I do it? Can I actually trade a six-figure account? Can I have a strategy? Can I have the mindset, the psychology, and can I manage the trading account correctly? Second question I ask myself: do I trust myself to trading a bigger account? Maybe you've been trading $1,000, $5,000 account, a few $100 account lately, and it's just such a big step. A lot of things come to mind, right? Do I trust myself, right? And I've heard this. I've heard these words come out some other people's mouths when I'm sharing this. They have another block, a roadblock. If I'm not able to get my smaller account and make profit on that, what makes me think I'm going to be able to do it with a bigger account, with a funded account? All the self-doubt, all the excuses. Maybe these reasons are legit, guys. But at the end of the day, these are things and questions and roadblocks that many people are already asking themselves, and those things are keeping them from reaching up and hitting their goals and targets and becoming a better trader. With that being said, Reid, how can we overcome these things? What can we do?
Like the thing that that comes to my mind is persistence, consistency. We just discussed that, but I think all those traits of a successful trader, that's what needs to come ahead of it, of above it all. So like, can I do it? I think, okay, it's possible. Now can I actually do this? And the answer is a resounding yes, because there's other traders that do this all the time. So that self-doubt that comes in, it's I think it comes down to like just not accepting you failed. The ego always wants to be right, and ego, as you and I know, is one of the biggest falls to any trader, like new and old. Right, the ego gets the best of them in their lack times, and the best traders end up blowing accounts. So I mean, just coming back to the basics of it is, the persistency, the consistency, the patience, and trading right. And that means not YOLOing your position on every single account, or every single position. You're not YOLOing your account. So I think that's the way that self-doubt will eventually fade, because it'll always be there. It always creep in
Mm.
after you go for like 17 straight losses. You think you're like, oh man, do I still got this? And then of course you do. It's just market cycles. And so the self-doubt does creep in even when you know what you're doing, but you just got to trust that strategy.
Trust the strategy. And if I don't have a strategy, Reid, what can I do?
The reason why we're doing this free webinar is kind of a self plug for a boot camp that we got going on. And that's
Yes,
going to lay the groundwork for how to obtain prop firm funds if that is the goal,
yeah,
or it's just to bootstrap a new trader and like get them on the prop firm on trading, just trading in general and turning profit, even if it's a small account, $1,000 account. As long as you're turning profit on a small account, then you know it's just mindset before you could trade a six
that's it.
figure account.
That's it. We're taking knowledge and experience of 14 years, over 14 years of between both of us in trading, and we're going to push it into the 6 week course. And we're going to be covering all of the three main pillars that create a successful trader, which is going to be the risk management aspect, edge, and psychology slash mindset. And we know that having these three important foundations, it's going to help you fast track your success to the trading and getting funded, and hopefully getting up to trading 200K and bigger, right? So what is the next step, guys? The next step, you go to training.hawaiitradingacademy.com/bootcamp, sign up there. You're going to be inputted into the group and get live access to the calls and get all the recordings for the boot camp. Like I said, we're going to be going over the three main pillars of trading, and this is going to help you for sure be able to get funded.